here on Skype. And I believe we've got him. Look at this. We've got our next guest with us today. Guy Hinton joins us here on our big broadcast. So talk to us a little bit about your music, my friend. Bring us up to speed on it.
What do you need to know?
Well, how did you get started doing the thing, my friend? Talk to us a little bit about the band and songwriting. Give us it all, my friend. Give us all of it.
Sure. I mean, a long time ago, I mainly used to be a band called Apparition, progressive band, local here, just a few guys. And a lot of the guys wanted to kind of shift towards doing live stuff. They want to do covers. And I was towards doing originals, and always pushing towards originals. Didn't want to do anything copying anybody else. You pay homage to people here and there, that's okay. I just didn't want to concentrate on doing covers. So technology wasn't the place back then where you can track and find musicians outside. Well, I got to a point where it did, and got serious about it. And so I started reaching outside the state for musicians to start filling. It really was just kind of a love project. Put some good material down, see what flies. When I first started, I had about 4 songs. I originally reached out to Tim Ripper Owens, and he said yes. And we started on 2-3 tracks, and really was kind of writing particularly for his voice. And he had some tours going on. Dio Disciples was happening at the time. It was right before COVID hit. And so he couldn't make a commitment for doing all the songs, so we grabbed 3, put 2 towards this album, and I was like, what am I going to do now? I need to find somebody else to sing out the rest of the songs. I ended up with 10 and then cut, I think it was 7 total because of the running time. And somebody told me that Rob Lundgren was available and that his voice would probably fit really good for my guitar, so I reached out. He was available, and so he sang a few, and we really hit it off, and the sound was great. So he ended up doing pretty much all the album of the first album.
That's awesome.
I included both singers for the first album. So you'll hear 2 cuts with Tim singing, and then the rest are Rob.
That's awesome.
From Rob. And from that, basically it was just a collaboration, more or less. And then it kind of got serious. It started to get some ground out of the U.S. In Germany, we did real well. Made top 10, and then we made top 20, top 100 in Sweden and several places. And then I was like, okay, well, it's gained traction, and I think people are liking it, so let's keep doing it. So the main thing was concentrating. Maybe I get some musicians here local that I can really kind of continue to make music with. So that was the goal. But finding good musicians near you, it's hard time-wise, especially in this era. So instead of doing that, I did get a couple, but I like the collaborating. So I just kind of continue with that. Wrote about 12 more songs, and what you're going to get in November is the second album, which is Time of the Dragon. This come much later, but the guy that does all my mixing, his name is Artem, the Rego Studios, and he lives in Ukraine. And if you know what's going on in Ukraine, post-COVID, he got bombed out several times. He's had to move his family. And I didn't want anybody else to be doing the last production for the album other than the guy who did our first album, because I love what he did. So I waited. And this is what's going to be the love project for the second album, which has Rob again on it. So we're a dynamic duo. I got a few local guys that do play on the band, but I also have a few people lending their talents, like Andy LaRock from King Diamond. A few other guys, the drummer from Annihilator, he plays on a couple tracks as well. But then I got some local guys, Tyler Witt and Randy Walton, playing on it as well. So more or less, it's just good music that we like to do and put out. So we don't need to do live tours or do this huge concert route. Just only have a desire to put good music that fans would appreciate.
That's awesome. So, that is fantastic. Yeah. We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast. Guy Hinton is with us. He's a creator. He's a songwriter. He is amazing. And Echosoul has released a brand new single, Path of the Righteous. We are going to play that here in a few moments as we continue to talk here. Tell me a little bit about the album success, because it got to be Album of the Year in Germany. Tell me a little bit about this.
It's kind of strange because we did like no press. I mean, basically just released it and let it spin, hoping that, okay, let's see what it does. Maybe you just don't know this day and age where things, it's digital age. It's not like you get to a record store and it goes huge. We did have some friends, like No Dust Records is in Germany and they're a local record store. But I think it's through the fan base, maybe through No Dust Records, that the word got out, maybe, and then the right review people got. But I have no idea how it got ground out there, but it just did. And I think that the progressive and power metal base that's in Germany, just word of mouth. They put good music out, they spread it when there's something good that comes across. I love how they do things. So when something catches fire, you usually hear about it when it comes.
We have got a great guest with us today, the fantastic Echosoul is with us today. They've released a brand new single, Path of the Righteous, and they join us today here on our big broadcast. So tell me a little bit about the top 10. You guys have been on the top 10 throughout Europe. Tell me all about it.
Well, Europe, there's several magazines that got out there, and Hank, who's my contact out in Germany from No Dust Records, started sending me these articles and because I didn't know about it. I heard about it last. He started sending me these little clips of all the places we're making on the charts. I was like, really? So like every week we're getting 2 clips. I'm like, what do you mean we beat out this band or beat out that band? I'm like, in the U.S. it's like there's nothing. I'm like, it's like crickets. But out there, like I said, it was great. It was amazing. So I'm thinking that, okay, I need to keep doing it with tracking. As long as I continue on the same path of that type of writing, that type of music, I think we maybe found something. There's a gem there. I think that magic comes from between the working relationship between me and Rob. I think that's core. His music or his singing ability, my guitars, they really work well together. I think that's what the chemistry.
We have got a great guest with us today. Echosoul joins us here on our broadcast. So tell me about Path of the Righteous. We're going to play it here in a few moments.
Path of the Righteous, obviously first single. This is my personal favorite. And the reason why I like it the most is because there's a lot of diversity. There's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of different type of styles that I kind of combine in this. It starts out kind of balladry and kind of like this back groove that takes you back to like early 80s maybe, and then leads you into some like Nevermore's type of stuff, some reverse chords, and then I got some symphonic kind of sounds that just reminds you of like Maiden, a lot of passages, a lot of build-up. So I kind of felt like it was just a kind of adaptation of everything we're doing in the new album all in one song. And plus the lyrics, they were just kind of like this die for what you care about, die for what you love for. In this case, it's like Jerusalem. It was taking it back to the medieval times of Crusaders and why they were dying for what they died for, Jerusalem being a holy city. So I took it from the reader's eyes. So the song, the lyrics, and the music combined just were kind of really strong to me. I felt it'd be a good first song for the album.
Fantastic. We're going to put you on a brief hold. We're going to play the track. When we come back, we will have more with Guy Hinton here on our big program. Here's the track, Path of the Righteous.
There's a place where mishaps don't.
There is a place with all the different things. Let's go back to Guy Hinton. He is going to be with us back here on our big broadcast. So, talk to us a little bit about the writing process and the production process of putting that song together, my friend.
Talking about Path of Righteous?
Yes, indeed. Yes, okay. Indeed. The song we just heard, Path of Righteous.
Yeah, basically the same process goes in place almost every time. I basically structure out a bunch of riffs. I'll start out with maybe 20, 25 riffs. And I already have a melody line I'm kind of hanging on to. I create my chorus structure, verses, my hanging melodies, whatever's driving me in the center of the song, I start working around that. So I already have in mind either a working title of the song or I got a mood I'm trying to capture, and I start writing kind of in sync with what I'm writing as far as riff-wise. Once I get that, I get to the point where I have a skeleton of a framework, like with Path of the Righteous, I built the verses, pre-chorus, chorus, those are my main pieces, and I start building around that. Instantly I start writing. At least I get the chorus done, but if I feel like the whole song's in place, this one came pretty easy. I think I wrote it in probably like an hour as far as lyric-wise. Riffs came a little harder. I kind of regurgitated a little bit and went back to drawing board or reworked a few riffs, you know, because once you hear yourself and you put something down, you're like, I can do that a little better. I can do that better. Then I track it out. I pretty much do it to electronic drums. I'll just kind of lay it out, a basic demo. And after that, I start to send it out. Either I go straight to the singer or I go to the drummer. Depends on who's in place at the time. So basically, we can get everything else kind of lined up and going. Bass usually comes in towards the end. In this case, we did the bass, I think, like right at, probably the last instrument got done was the bass on this one. Drums got retracked last in accordance with the bass on this one. Singing got done second, so that was kind of the order. I had all the guitars done real early on, and then we actually hired a classical music little structure to put the ending in. I thought it because of the mood of the after the solo, that little melody that came in. I thought that this one was perfect for having some kind of classical music just come in at the end, and just a little piece, but it felt like the mood was right. So. Got the real deal. We didn't synth that in. That's a real classical orchestra that actually plays that. So that was pretty cool too.
That is amazing.
So yeah. So once it gets tracked and I have like a demo mix, then I'll send all the tracks over to Ukraine, and that's when Artem starts working on it. He'll do final mix. He'll use all the stems that I have and basically do any fixing or whatever and master it out. He'll send a copy to me and say, hey, what do you think of what this is going? We'll start talking through the tracks. You know, do we want to put any reverb on the voice or whatever? But that's pretty much how it's done. So we'll do it digitally and through the phone to get it done. So that's kind of like how all the songs really go.
Fantastic. We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live. Before we let you go, Guy, how do we get in touch with you online, social media, websites, buy the music, everything?
Well, melodyofmetal.com is our main website. You can go to echosoulmusic.bandcamp.com. You want to buy there or send tips, whatever you want to do there. We're on Spotify, all the digital medias everywhere. When physical copies come out, and they still got the first album out, No Dust Records holds all the physical copies, so you can get them through them. So we're pretty much everywhere. Anywhere you can find music, we're there.
Fantastic. Well, you guys are making some amazing stuff. I will have to say that just all the various things that I hear from all sorts of people about what you guys are up to and how you're doing it and everything, it is just amazing. So keep up the good work, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it, brother.
Appreciate it, my friend. There he goes. That is Guy Hinton, and he joins us today here on our big program. So that wraps it up here for this edition of the Sunday Radio broadcast. We will inevitably see you next time.